ladies and gents. Welcome back to the show as usual. It's good to see you, like always. Anyway, today I'm going to cover a gentleman I haven't covered for a long time. And I use the word gentleman very easily, let's say. Anyway, it's Travis Heinze. It's the traveling utility shed. And he is out on the road, and I thought I'd go check up on him and see how he's doing lately. There's quite a story behind Travis Heinze's history. I may go into it a little bit during this video. Let's get started and see if you can notice something that Travis is doing, like obsessively, that most people don't. Anyway, let's check it out.
Right, I want to just see if I can get some ideas here. Alright, can we get some ideas on my options with Wisconsin law?
Sure, we can discuss your options. What are you specifically looking to understand about Wisconsin law? Are you focusing on something related to your upcoming trial, or is there another legal issue you're concerned about?
The trial is done.
Got it. If the trial is over, what kind of options are you considering? Are you looking at appealing the decision, or are there other legal matters you want to explore in Wisconsin?
Okay, so this is a municipal court that found me guilty, and I owe them $600. They've given me 10 days to pay the fine, and they've given me 20 days to appeal the decision.
What he's doing right now is consulting an AI about his options after he got found guilty of yet another trespassing thing in Wisconsin. He does it all over the country, trying to get lawsuits and stuff, and he always loses trials or he pleads guilty. But anyway, what he's doing now is not, it's kind of normal for some people to do this once in a while, but he now reads everything that he says off of his computer. Every word out of his mouth is coming right off this computer screen. And every question that he asks, he's asking of a non-human person. He's asking AI. He's completely given up on the world because the world has completely given up on him. It's a pretty sad case, really, but he started it all himself. When he got caught with some things he shouldn't have on his computer many years ago, he lost his home, he lost everything. Anyway, it's his own fault, but, you know, he's digging himself a hole he will never get out of.
You have a couple of options. You could either pay the fine within the 10 days, or consider appealing the decision within the 20 days. If you're thinking about appealing, you might want to review the grounds for appeal and gather any evidence or arguments that could support your case. Would you like to explore the appeal process further, or are you considering paying the fine?
I'm not considering paying the fine.
Since you're not planning to pay the fine, focusing on the appeal is likely your next step. It's important to understand the specific grounds for your appeal and gather any evidence or arguments that could support your case. You might also want to review the court transcripts and any relevant laws or precedents. Do you need help with understanding the appeal process or preparing your case?
Are you able to see the unfairness for the time limits between the 10 days and the 20 days?
I found this part quite interesting. He's trying to eke empathy out of a stone-cold machine. That's what he's trying to do here. He's trying to get the machine to feel bad for him. It's incredible what's happened to this guy's mind.
It can definitely seem challenging when the time limits for paying a fine and filing an appeal are so close together. The short window for appealing can add pressure, especially if you need time to gather more information or consult resources. Do you have any concerns about meeting those deadlines?
But the shorter window is for paying the fine.
Yes, having only 10 days to pay the fine can feel quite restrictive, especially when balancing that with the decision to appeal. This situation can add stress, as you might feel rushed to decide your next steps. If you're considering an appeal, it's important to know you can still pay the fine and appeal separately if necessary. Would you like to discuss how to manage this timeline?
But if I appeal, then I shouldn't have to pay the fine.
That's correct. If you file an appeal, you might not need to pay the fine immediately. Typically, the appeal process can delay enforcement of the fine until the appeal is resolved.
I think he just might have got some bad advice. They're in Wisconsin now. I know Michigan. When you appeal your decision from like a traffic court, you have to pay a bond on that appeal, which is what the amount of the fine is. Or if it's not, I'm pretty sure it's Detroit. I've seen them do that before. You lose your case, you get a fine, and you appeal it, and then you have to provide a bond for the appeal. So I'm not sure if I got the right state or not, but I know some states do that.
It's a good idea to confirm with the court if paying the fine can be postponed while your appeal is pending. Are you considering filing your appeal soon?
What gives me protection to...
The AI has been asking him follow-up questions to his questions, and he just doesn't answer them. He goes on to a different subject. That's because that's a rotation. He has things on his computer. The guy's turning into a robot here. It's crazy to watch.
ask for delaying paying the fine, or just not paying the fine at all. What legal protection can I refer to?
You might look into requesting a payment plan or extension, which some courts may offer if you demonstrate financial hardship or other valid reasons. As for not paying at all, you typically need to appeal the decision and have the fine overturned. If you're considering a delay or challenging the fine, you might want to consult court policies or any state-specific provisions that could support your case. Would you like more details on these options?
Well, you don't need AI for that, Travis. I can answer that question for you. A lot of places, when you don't pay your fine, they put out a bench warrant for you and bring you in and get a show cause while you're not paying the fine. Anyway, all you got to do is make arrangements. You know that. You do it for a living. You know exactly what to do. Why are you asking a machine? I know it's your only friend, but come on.
I would rather be inclined to ask for an extension or pay it off by working. How do you describe working to pay it off? Instead of paying it off, I work?
You know the answer to that as well, Travis. You know it's community service. You've done it before.
Off a fine is often referred to as community service, or sometimes work alternatives to paying a fine.
I would rather do...
Well, I'll tell you what, Travis, I would rather show my audience a little short I did about you. Probably did it about 7-8 months ago, of you going down the road in your utility shed. Let's check that out before we continue.
I sat in a 24-bed cell and then was moved to a 40-man cell. Everybody mixed, murders and thieves. It was a terrible experience. Oh my God! I guess I didn't see the sign. I didn't see the sign if it said anything about... Okay, I gotta wait. I gotta pull things. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Everything fell. I can't shift. I can't play the pedal.
The asking for an extension or community service rather than asking for an extension or payment plan.
How about this, Travis? How about you pay attention to when you're driving down the road to start with? I mean, you should count your lucky stars that you've never been pulled over for reckless driving in the 3rd degree or 1st degree or whatever it is that is a felony. And you should just pay your fine and move on to the next place where you're going to do the same thing over and over again. It's getting really tiring and old, and I'm done covering it. And if you hadn't gotten all that trouble years ago, I don't feel the least bit sorry for you because of all that. And, tough luck. Now your only friend is an AI talking back to you. Anyway, you've never seen Travis have a normal conversation with another person ever since he's been on the internet. You've never seen it. I've never seen it. If you have seen it, let me know. Anyway, that's all I'm covering of this frick today. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a fantastic day now. Love you. Bye.